Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm here to show you another journal that I've completed. This time it's a guest design team project for Porch Swing Designs. And I have done my very first slow stitched soft cover journal. And oh, what fun this journal was to do. I enjoyed it so much. It is all Marilou's kind of a new kit for her with Jane Austen, and she had some other kits that I have used in here also. So when you visit her Etsy shop, make sure that you look at all of her Jane Austen kits, because she's just outdone herself with this one, but they're all very, very nice and lots of fun to work with. I've done a lot of detail on the journal. I printed on fabric, muslin, some of the images from the kit. This is an image, and then I chain stitched around it to sew it on. I've got lots of added flowers and scraps of fabric and just a little bit of everything. Ruffles, and here's a heart that's been slow stitched on there. Everything on this cover is hand done and hand stitched. And here is another part of the kit that I printed on the fabric. I've added some seam binding and some flowers that I made from lace, and just lots of things that are on here. I did a little chain stitch for the necklace and did some beading throughout the cover also. The actual size of the book is 6 by 9. That does not count this is about a maybe 1 1/4 inch trim around it with the lace. And so it's a little larger than the 6 inches by 9. But it worked perfect for the actual journal. And then I put the base of it is a quilted fabric, purchased fabric. And the closure is a chiffon ribbon. And we'll go inside. This is silk lined on the inside, and vintage lace pockets. This lace was taken from, I found it in a thrift shop, and it was an old tablecloth, beautiful old linen tablecloth, very old. And I took all the lace around, it was very large. I took all the lace around the edges off after I cleaned the tablecloth itself, and then I roll it up, and I have lots of it to use for future journals, but I thoroughly enjoyed that process too. And this is trim that I've been gifted. There's lots of that trim inside this journal, lots of lace and things. Here is the tag for the inside, and I've made a tag with a pocket. This is from one of Marilou's kits here. And this is from the Jane Austen kit, and of course there's Jane Austen there. You can write on the back of the tag, as well as I've lined this one, so you could write on that tag also. We'll tuck that back in there. And all of these images are from the kit. I've done nothing but added stickles to this one. It's just beautiful. The colors are vibrant, and she's just done such a nice job with this kit. And here's another page from the kit. All throughout there are sayings from Jane Austen. I won't take the time to read these. This is 2 signatures. There are 128 plus pages in the kit, and over at least 66 tags and journal cards. And so it's quite a lot of in here, and I've used several, as I said, of Marilou's kits, and that's where all the tags have come from, each one of them. So here are a couple of the images and little tags. I love those. I've lined the back. Some tags are lined, some are not. Tags and journal cards. There's two tags. And added that. This is scrapbook paper that I had in my stash, and I've added a pocket with a Martha Stewart punch using some of the paper in the kit also. And here's added lace. This is dyed paper. I dyed that paper with food coloring. And here is another pocket from the kit that could have been used as a journal card or a pocket. And I made it a pocket, added some lace. I've sewn around everything in here to make it a little more stable. And here are tags that I have embellished with ribbon and buttons and flowers and stickles. Have to have that stickles. And there's another little image in the kit. And that I've lined on the back also. And here's a tuck spot that I used one of those journaling cards. And I just glued that to the, this is scrapbook paper that I had in my stash. And I added a rose to it, fussy cut rose. And there is another journaling card and a little tag that goes in that tuck spot. More space to write here. This is all coffee dye paper. And here's another image from the kit. They're beautiful. I couldn't add anything to this. I could have done some ghost pockets on these pages, but it was so pretty that I just felt sewing around it was just enough because it's just beautiful. And here is coffee dyed paper that I made into my own little, I put notes at the top and laid tags on the paper and coffee dyed it. And that's kind of a little half page, and there's for more notes there. This is vellum that I've printed on from the kit. And here is a flower that I made. This is a silk trim that I have. And, no, I'm sorry, that's a die cut. And I used the bottom part of it's a Tim Holtz, I believe. And I used the bottom part of the die cut and added a flower of my own. I have a punch that does this flower. So I punched that out and added a little, I think I did French knots in the middle of that flower. And then here's trim that I had left over from one of the pages, and I thought, oh, I can't waste that. That's too pretty. So I just made it work on the page for trim. Here's lace trimmed coffee dyed paper, lined paper that comes in the kit, and here's blue paper that I have dyed with blue food coloring. Here's lace that was gifted to me, or trim, I'm sorry, that was gifted to me, and so I thought that went well on that paper, especially with this page. And now here I've done a ghost pocket, and so that's Carol Tinson kind of introduced us to the ghost pockets, or introduced me, I'm sure many others, quite a few years ago, and I've used them ever since, and I really like to use them. You cut out you print 2 pages and then cut out a portion of the page and put it over the top, and it looks like it's one page, but there's actually a pocket there. And here is another tag, and here's a little journaling card from the kit that could be used for anything. You could, if you wanted to add this to some of these pages and make pockets, more pockets if you wanted them, you could do that. And here's another journaling card. Even her journaling cards and tags, they're everything everything about this kit is just beautiful. And here's one of my favorite pages in the book. I really like this. It's a background paper that Marilou has. And here I've taken a lace doily. This is scrapbook paper. I traced around, it made a heart shape at the top, and put the lace doily on and did some inking to kind of make it look a little more vintage and old, and made it into a pocket. And here's another aligned journaling card or tag. And here is a couple of more images that I fussy cut and made those into journaling cards. One's lined and one is not. Then there's more coffee dyed paper. And here's a page that again was in the kit, and I just felt that needed to stand alone. But on the other side, I backed it with some of the paper, background paper that Marilou has, and you could write on that. It's light enough that you could write on there, so that would work. And here's some graph paper, my favorite one that I use, and I thought that went well. There's my parchment paper that I bake in the oven when I do my dyeing. Here's a belly band that I have added that opens up. There's a hidden pocket here, and I put a little piece of scrap paper that I had again in my stash that can be used to write on, and I added one of the ladies and a pocket here. Then I added some lined paper here and glued it onto the pocket, and that makes some kind of private writing there. And inside or under the belly band is another large journaling tag that I've lined and trimmed it in lace. This is the same lace that is on the cover. And here is a journaling card here that I've made from scraps. Here's a couple of tags that are in the kit, and this is scrapbook paper that I had, and I thought it went perfect with this particular kit. And I added one of Marilou's pockets. I trimmed it with Martha Stewart punch. Punched that out. And then there's more coffee dyed paper, places to write. This is in the kit. I used I can't think of the name of that, for the mirror. Glossy accents. I put that on the mirror so it looks like it's actually a mirror there. I added a silk flower here with a gem. And this is another page from the kit and another ghost pocket type. This is a page, and I added that as a pocket, and here is another tag for that. Here's the center page, and this is so vibrant, I added nothing to it. It's just so pretty. And if the person who gets this wants to add some pockets there, they could do that, or they can even write in between the lines there, or the images there too. And here's another page from the kit, and all the ladies here. And here are two more tags from the kit, and tag in a journal card actually. And I've added some cloth there for tag. This is a piece, I have some of this sewn to the front and back of the journal, and I purchased that a while back, and it comes in by the yard, and so I fussy cut, has all kinds of flowers embroidered on it. So I fussy cut them out, and I thought that went very well there. And it worked perfect on the journal cover too. And here's more places to write. There's lots of writing space in this journal. And here is a dress form as a tag. This is one of those little Tim Holtz slot pockets. And these little sayings are all throughout the kit from Pride and Prejudice. So I added that, and I have this raised. And those all fit right in there, and all these little flowers are fussy cut, and the little tags, and actually from the kit. So, and on the other side is another one of those pages that it's from one of our other kits, I believe, because this was a smaller kit, and it worked perfect to go in as the smaller pages for this. And here is more coffee dyed paper. Here is an image from the kit, and this is a, I'm not sure, I've had that die for a long, long time, but it is a die cut, and I made put the frame on around to make it a portrait, and I had a little scrap there that I thought that went well to layer it on there. Here's a pocket from my scrapbooking paper. Another one of these things. There's lots and lots of these quotes from Pride and Prejudice in this kit. And I've added a flower fussy cut there. Here's another journaling card. And I've cut these into, these could be added on a page as pockets if you chose to do that, or you can just use it as a journaling card. And there's more of that pretty paper. Here is another page that I've just left alone because I just felt it was too pretty to add anything to. And here's the doily. Here's trim that I've added ribbon to. And this is more of the food color dyed paper. And this is the other side of that lined paper in the kit. And here's another, there's lots of tags in this one. Here's a small little pocket that I've added, made a pocket out of scrapbook paper and trimmed it with a Martha Stewart punch. And here is a small tag and another one here that fits right into there. And then here's some more journaling cards. Just, again, lots and lots of cards. And there's Mr. Darcy setting up unrealistic expectations since 1813. A long time ago. And here is, Marilou has a collage paper in her shop, and I can't remember if this was in one of the kits, but this is from Porch Swing Designs. And so I had that, and I cut that and made it into a journaling card. And there's another page from one of the kits, and that actually opens up, and I just left that paper is more of her background paper, and you can write on that because it's light enough that it would work. And I just felt that fit perfect in there. Just like that. And that's from one of our other smaller kits. And here is scrap paper that I had that I just made a little trim. That is not a pocket. It's just for decorative purposes. I've added lace. Here's the other side of the vellum. Another one of my note pages. Both sides. There's the dyed tags. And here's another page from Pride and Prejudice. And there's one that I've done a ghost pocket and made, I've added one of the little quotes from Emma, and I raised that up, and here's the tag for this with another Jane Austen quote. And here is a page in the kit that I used the other part of the page somewhere else, and I couldn't just do away with that, so I made it into a pocket and trimmed it with the lace with the blue ribbon through it. Here's another large tag that I've made and added one of the journaling cards, made it into a pocket, and these two tags fit perfectly in that pocket. They look like they belong to that house. And there's more coffee dyed paper. Here's some of the food coloring paper, another page from the kit, and yet another page from the kit, and that is the end of the first signature. And here comes the second one. I've added a lot of stickles to brighten these things up, and the pages are so pretty that when you put the stickles on, it just enhances the whole page. And here's another part of the kit. Here's a tuck spot that I made. These are little hearts that I punched out. I think that might be a die cut. I've added gems and a bow, a little canning jar, and I've put lines on the back of that. This page is one of the dyed pages that could be written on too, right under those things. And there's the other side of that. Here's another page that she has lots of little of these images that you fussy cut. And so this is scrapbook paper that I had, and I did the Martha Stewart punch and added that little raised up image. And here are more pretty tags that are in the kit. There's just not a bad thing in any of this. It's so pretty. And there is another journaling tag. And this one this is a die cut that I have. It's a kind of a half doily, and I've had it for years, and so I made that into a tuck spot, added some lace that was gifted to me, or trim, and here's a pocket from the kit. I added lace on that, and here's a little framed picture of the ladies, and I made that into a journaling card. And there's another one of those fussy cut images, and another tag that instead of a bow or ribbon, I added gems at the top. And this opens up. I forgot about that. This opens up, so there's lots of room for writing there. It's a double tag. And here's another one of those pretty pages. And the other side, Emma, a novel. And here's one of my note pages that I put in my journals. And here is vellum that's printed. Here's another pocket. This was, I did some stenciling here, added a flower from my stash that is a three-dimensional flower. Put one of the fussy cut images here, added some lace. This is scrapbook paper that I had. And here's another one of those tags that you can write on the back. And I put a pocket in, used a punch to decorate the top of the pocket, and another quote is here. And there's gems up there at the top, and there's these two little tags that go in, and I've lined those. So in that large tag. And then here is another image from the kit that is a journaling card. And more space to write, more lined paper here that is in the kit. And here is, again, I had this in my stash, lace that had been gifted to me. And here is another dyed blue paper. And this one has a tip out, and I put the polka dot dyed paper there, added some lace, and you can open up and you have 2 more pages to write. So when I say 128 plus pages in the book, it's these extra pages that are the plus. And here is another beautiful page with more writing and quotes. And here's a page. They're both thinking. And here is a pocket that I have made from a journaling card into a pocket and added lace, and there's a tag that was in the kit, and then this is paper that I had in my stash, and I added a doily here and the brown ribbon and the lace there and made it into a tag, and I thought it went well with the colors in these two pages. And here's another kit. Here's another one of those die cut frames. This is paper from my stash, and this was in the kit, so I fussy cut it out and put him in the frame. And here's another one of those square journaling cards, and here they're dancing in the ballroom. Here's another one of those short pages from one of her other kits, and then I backed it with this paper. And here is, and that's in one of her kits, and this is the graph paper that I love to use, and the parchment paper baked. Here's another one of those journaling cards that I've cut and used into a pocket. I've sewn around it, added lace at the top here, put some gems on. And here's some more of her little figures that I fussy cut out. Made this into a kind of a bookmark with a bow. And here is another Jane Austen quote and a journaling card as she sits and probably is reading her diary. And more pages to write. Here they are in the ballroom dancing. It's such a pretty page. Another quote from Pride and Prejudice. And here's the center of the second signature. And it's so vibrant. Her colors in this whole journal, this whole kit, are just, there's just not words to express. They're so pretty. More writing space. Another pocket that I've made into a pocket and added lace. And here's another one of the figures, and there's a picture or a journaling card. And here is another piece of parchment and the graph paper. Here's the other side of that smaller page, and this can be written on because it's so light in color. And then you have that. Here's another place to write. Here's a bigger die cut that I have, and I've made that. It's a half doily type thing, and I've added gems to it. And you can, I used it as a tuck spot. And here's a journaling card from Pride and Prejudice. And here's another page. And here's Sense and Sensibility, a novel. And the doily, another dyed paper and writing, lined paper for writing. And more coffee dyed paper to write on. Both sides there, and here's the other side of the vellum and the other side of my note page. And here is another beautiful page from the kit, as is this. Here's another one of those tip-out pages that can be written there. And I've added on the other side a pocket with one of the quotes. And here are lots more there's a fussy cut, and there's a journaling card, and that can be used again as a journaling card or a bookmark. I like this one especially well too, so that can be written on both sides. There's just lots of space to write on the cards and the journaling cards and all the different papers. And here's another tip out. And on this one, this is an envelope that I have used. I've added some of the background paper. I've added my own punched flowers with gems in the center. And another one of those die cut stems. And here's the other side. I've added it to the envelope, the page from her one of her collage pages, and there you can write on this page, and I've made this into a pocket, and there are tags that can be written on there. And again, you can take these tags if you don't want that many pages to write on. You could add those tags as pockets. Do whatever you choose with them. And here is the last page, and oh, that is such a vibrant color, and I just love that page. I think it's so pretty. And there's the back page, Pride and Prejudice. I've signed a little piece of muslin here, as I always do in my journals, and I put it in the where I always sign my journals, right here. And this is the letter that always goes into all of my journals that I send out. Here's more of that lace. And that concludes this project for you to see. And I hope you've enjoyed it. This has been a wonderful journal to make. I've enjoyed every bit of it. So this will be in my Etsy shop very soon, and you can check there, and the link is down below. And do visit Porch Swing Designs, Marilou shop. She has lots and lots of beautiful kits, and since this kit, she's added more kits to her shop. So make sure you visit her shop. And I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope that you will, if you want to make a Jane Austen journal, check her shop out to see, because she has lots of things in there, and ephemera and kits that you can do that with. If you enjoyed it, put a like on the video, and I thank you for taking the time to watch. This is probably a little longer one because of the size, but I will be back soon because I have more journals to share.